Hi, everyone. To begin this lesson on inductive reasoning, please make sure that you have your note sheet out that was given to you in class. If you don't have it or you have misplaced it, please make sure that you are completing each of these examples on your own notebook paper so that you will be able to turn it in the next time I see you. To begin, go ahead and pause this video and complete the fill in the blanks for each of these three questions. When you are ready and have those three done, go ahead and click play. So to review, blank points are points that lie on the same line. That would be collinear points. Number two, points are points that lie in the same plane. That would be coplanar. And then number three, the sum of the measures of two blank angles is 90 degrees. That would be complementary. Your goal for today is to complete notes on inductive reasoning and sample problems to begin Unit 2. Unit 2 is all about logical reasoning, so that you can use inductive reasoning to identify patterns and make conjectures. I'll know I've got it when I can complete my notes and problems with at least 90% accuracy. So identifying a pattern. The first example is on your paper. Find the next item in the pattern. January, March, May. Go ahead and write the next month that would complete that pattern. For number 2, find the next item in this pattern and write it down on your paper. 7, 14, 21, 28. The third pattern, find the next item in the pattern with triangles. Which direction will that triangle be facing? Go ahead and draw it on your paper now. And then find the next item in this pattern. If I have 4 tenths and then 4 hundredths and then 4 thousandths, what will be the next item in the pattern? Okay, what you just did was use inductive reasoning to extend your pattern. When several examples form a pattern and you assume that that pattern will continue, you are applying inductive reasoning. Inductive reasoning is the process of reasoning that a rule or statement is true because specific cases are true. You may use inductive reasoning to draw a conclusion from a pattern. A statement you believe to be true based on inductive reasoning is called a conjecture. So on your notes page, the 2 words/phrases that are highlighted go in your fill in the blank. All right, so let's practice making some conjectures. We're going to complete this conjecture. The sum of 2 positive numbers is blank. So the example that I can provide for you, the sum of 2 positive numbers, 1 plus 1 equals 2. If I add 2 positive numbers, I am going to get a positive answer. So go ahead and pause this video while you come up with 2 examples of your own. All right, let's complete this conjecture. The product, which is your answer in multiplication, of 2 odd numbers is blank. So an example that I came up with was 1 times 1 equals 1. 1 is an odd number. If I multiply 2 odd numbers together, I'm going to get an odd number as my product. Go ahead and see if you can find 2 examples that would prove that conjecture to be true. All right, for this example, make a conjecture about the lengths of male and female whales based on the data in the table. Go ahead and pause this video while you make your conjecture. Remember, a conjecture is a statement that you believe to be true. To show that a conjecture is always true, you have to prove it. To show that a conjecture is false, you have to find only one example in which the conjecture is not true. This case is called a counterexample. A counterexample can be a drawing, a statement, or a number. So let's look at this. Before we look at some more examples, I just want to remind you that inductive reasoning involves 3 steps. It involves looking for a pattern, like we started with, making a conjecture about that pattern, and then proving the conjecture true, like finding the examples we just did with odd numbers, or finding a counterexample. A counterexample will prove a conjecture false. So let's show this conjecture is false by finding a counterexample. School is only closed for power outages. It could be that school is also closed on the weekend. Let's show this conjecture is false by finding a counterexample. 2 complementary angles are not congruent. Remember, 2 complementary angles are 2 angles that are going to add to have a sum of 90 degrees. Now, I can find a counterexample to prove that conjecture false by saying that I could have 2 45-degree angles because 45 plus 45 equals 90. That would make them complementary. Go ahead and show that this conjecture is false by finding a counterexample. So my conjecture is the monthly high temperature in Abilene, Texas is never below 90 degrees Fahrenheit for 2 months in a row. Go ahead and pause this video and find your own counterexample using the data in the table. All right, let's show that the conjecture is false by finding a counterexample. All teachers are taller than students. Let's think about it. Do you know anybody in class who may be taller than me? All right, let's show that this conjecture is false by finding a counterexample. Supplementary angles are adjacent. Go ahead and pause this video while you find your counterexample. Do supplementary angles have to be adjacent? Remember, a counterexample can be a number, a drawing, or a statement. All right, for your exit ticket, go ahead and complete these 6 questions on your paper. Numbers 1 and 2, you are going to practice inductive reasoning, the very first step, by looking for a pattern and extending it. For numbers 3, 4, 5, and 6, you are going to read each conjecture. You're going to decide if that conjecture is true. If you find it to be true, simply write true. If you find that conjecture to be false, then please provide a counterexample. You remember, you will hand in these notes when we meet again in class. If you have any questions, please message me through Remind or Google Classroom or send me an email. Hope y'all have a great day.